A piece of Hamilton's medical history is getting a new lease on life. The Southam Pavilion, a 1928 fixture of the former Chedoke Hospital, has undergone a restoration to convert this heritage site into dozens of new housing units. Here's Hamilton Life's own Harmony McKenzie with more on this exciting housing development.
Housing is such a hot topic, and today I get to check out a story that involves housing but also a revitalization project. I am at the Southam Lofts. I'm here with Brandon Campbell. You are the owner of Starwood Homes, and you guys have such a cool project happening right now where you are revitalizing the old Southam Pavilion. Tell me a bit about that.
This building got its original start in 1928 as part of the Mountain Sanatorium complex. It was originally a tuberculosis hospital, and one of the treatments for tuberculosis was to get patients outside in the fresh air. So with that limited technology, they had these beautiful big balconies on their hospitals that allowed them to bring the patients from the inside to the outside to get some fresh air and sunshine. Over the years, this building became part of what was later called the Chedoke Hospital complex, and we purchased it with our partners in 2017 as part of an 18-acre master plan development. We were able to preserve this building and bring it back to life, and we've brought it back to new life as a purpose-built rental project with 23 units.
And rental properties are so needed right now, especially. You see a lot of the times they're turned into purchases, which doesn't really help those that can't afford it. But why did you guys try to do this? Because it's a big undertaking.
It is a huge undertaking, but we really felt that this building was special. It just had some unique characteristics that some of the other buildings on the property didn't have that enabled us to bring it back to like I said, for a second life. And we've developed over the years hundreds of homes in this specific neighborhood, and all of them have been for sale. And we really wanted to do something different and offer something that was for rent. There's almost no purpose-built rental in this neighborhood, and so this was a great opportunity.
Awesome, and such a great time to do it too. So tell me about some of the features that you guys have done on the property exterior just to kind of keep some of that history alive.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the biggest things was over the years the building had been renovated, and they had taken away those big beautiful windows and doors and replaced them with 60s and 70s brick facades and commercial windows that were very small, that enabled them to make it into an office.
Right.
But when we went back and did the research on the history and consulted with our architect, and we found the photos of these big beautiful windows, we instantly knew that we just had to bring it back to what it originally was. So on the outside, you'll see almost every suite that faces the terraces have big double doors that open up with windows surrounding, and that really brings back that original heritage feature.
Now, this neighborhood doesn't really have a lot of rentals, so why did you guys choose this specific spot to do that and not sell?
Yeah, that's a great question. So over the years, we've developed, like I said, hundreds of homes in this neighborhood. And this neighborhood, out of all the neighborhoods that we develop in across the region, is the stickiest. And by that, I mean the people that come and buy here typically are already connected to this neighborhood. Maybe they grew up here, maybe their parents live here, grandparents, family members in the broader neighborhood, and they're looking to move back. And so with the housing affordability crisis that we're having in Hamilton, there's an opportunity for people to rent and get back into this neighborhood. It's a great neighborhood. It's close to the Chedoke Stairs, walking trails, shopping, as well as downtown, but with that mountain rural feel.
This looks very modern and very trendy, and there's some cool things like this awesome window. What did you have as your thought process when you were designing these spaces?
Yeah, so we wanted to utilize obviously we had to utilize the existing space, and we wanted to make it as livable as possible. In order to have a 2-bedroom suite, which we're standing in right now, we had to come up with some solutions. So this window actually allows us to have a bedroom at the front of the suite as well as at the back. And we tried to give it a trendy loft feel because we know that the outside is old, and we wanted to make the inside feel brand spanking new.
So you guys don't look like you spared any expense here, and I think that shows very well, but most people don't do that in a rental.
No, we didn't. We really wanted this to feel like a home, not a rental unit. So it's a bit of a unique building, and we want it to feel unique inside. We want people to live here for a long time and feel like it's their home. So.
Now, going back to kind of something I was talking about with Brandon was bringing that old facade back here. So that used to be part of the hospital, it had these big windows and walkout, and you guys brought that back. But it's actually the entry to the building.
Yeah,
your unit.
We really had a great idea to have the access to this unit specifically from the terrace that were used in the tuberculosis wing. So every unit on this level has its own private access. All of the units on this level, as well as the third floor, we have terraces. So they're very outdoor space, outdoor oriented. Everyone has a nice area to get outside. So this is a 2-bed, 2-bath unit that we're in right now, but we do have lots of different floor plans and layouts. Each one's unique because of the fact that we had to utilize the existing building. We did our best, and we have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 2 bedroom plus den.
So very unique. That must have been really hard for you two and your team just to like design multiple units, right? A lot of the times you have one floor plan and you feel like you're done, but you really had to use this whole space and make it very customizable to each unit, right?
Yeah, we have 23 units. We have 23 kitchen designs. We have 23 bathroom designs. Wow. We have 23 custom closets. We have, everything's unique to each unit.
Thank you so much for showing me around today. And if our viewers at home want to find out, they can go to southamlofts.ca?
That's correct.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.